My name is Simona Klinkhammer and I'm a PhD student at the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences. I started my PhD a bit more than 2 years ago, and I've always been very curious about the brain and the function of the brain, but also very intrigued about what and how things can go wrong in the brain and how people feel and experience after they have suffered brain injury. About 7 years ago, I came to the Netherlands to study psychology. And since then, I haven't left anymore because I really like the people and the university and the academic opportunities here.
I'm Annelien Duits, clinical neuropsychologist here in the Maastricht University Hospital and also in the Radboud Hospital in Nijmegen. I'm also an associate professor here in Mens in Division 1. I'm living in Bemelen, near to Maastricht. I really love to live there in the hills, and in my hobbies I'm really enjoying nature, animals and my work.
So in my research I investigate the impact of severe corona infection on the brain, on cognition and on psychological well-being. So that means I'm interested in whether people who have been hospitalized due to corona have any brain damage or brain abnormalities. So for example, whether they suffered strokes or have microbleeds. We also want to know whether people have problems with cognition. So for example, whether they struggle with memory, whether they have attention deficits or language problems. But of course, you can also imagine that something like corona and being hospitalized during this time has an impact on how you feel. So we want to know whether people struggle with things like stress, so post-traumatic stress disorder or anxiety or depression. And of course, there has been a lot of research in similar topics around corona. But what makes our research very different is that humans are more complex than just one of these symptoms. And most studies have only looked into either the brain or cognition or well-being. But we really want to create this holistic picture and give an overall view of what symptoms people struggle with.
MONA's research project is relevant in the sense that we are looking for the relationship between the brain, cognition and also well-being, she already mentioned, because as a clinical neuropsychologist I see a lot of patients with the long COVID syndrome. They're complaining about cognition. So actually the question is, do we have actually a problem which is related to the brain? Or is it related to fatigue? MONA will help us in the end to find the main focus. Should we focus on cognition, or should we deal of helping people dealing with these long-term consequences?
There are a lot of people that still struggle with symptoms, and ultimately we hope that we can help find out how to offer the best care for those people. I work for the Brain Injury Center Limburg, and that is part of Mens. And what makes this a great working place for me is that it basically offers an intersection between clinical work and research. So I have a lot of contact to patients, to clinicians, and also to other researchers. And researchers vary in expertise from imaging methods over computational models to survey questionnaire research. So this, of course, offers a lot of opportunities and a lot of interdisciplinary work, which, as I mentioned earlier, is especially very important for my research topic. And it also gives us a lot of new ideas for research. So especially talking to patients and to clinicians, we see where the shortcomings are and we can target them better with our research. But also seeing the patients and the impact that my colleagues' work or my own work has on the life of patients shows me every day why I do what I do. So next year especially I'm going to present my work at a few conferences, so national and international conferences, to show other people what I've been doing in the last few years and finally talk about the findings that I've made.
Hoping to finish up together with MONA the project on the COVID in relationship to the brain.